As the world enters 2025, several world leaders outlined their expectations from the new year. In his message, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed hope for health and prosperity for all. In his New Year Eve speech, Russian President Vladimir Putin looked back at his 25 years in power. Putin told Russians in a New Year address that the country would move forward with confidence in this year, although he offered no specific promises on the economy or the war in Ukraine. The Russian president's address comes at an important juncture in the nearly 3-year conflict, with Russia steadily advancing on the battlefield and US President-elect Donald Trump promising a speedy ceasefire once he takes office later this month.
We set great goals for ourselves and we achieved them. We overcame many trials because we were together. And so our unity, our faith in ourselves, in our strength and in our abilities have been strengthened. Yes, there's still much to do, but we can be proud of what has been achieved. It is a common asset for future development.
The televised New Year's Eve speech is a tradition in Russia which was started by Soviet leader Leonid Brezhnev. It is a holiday staple in the country and watched in millions of households. On the other hand, Ukraine's President Zelensky vowed that his country would use 2025 to fight for an end to the war by any means necessary. The Ukrainian leader's address caps a difficult year for the war-battered country Ukraine, which has been fending off a better resourced Russian army for nearly 3 years now.
May 2025 be our year, the year of Ukraine. We know that peace will not be given to us as a gift, but we will do everything to stop Russia and end the war. This is what each of us wishes for.
Russia's neighbor China too has a strong warning for Taiwan. Chinese President Xi Jinping in his New Year address said that no one can stop the country from its reunification with Taiwan.
Chinese people on both sides of the Taiwan Strait are one family. No one can sever our blood ties and no one can stop the historical trend of the reunification of the motherland.
Beijing in the last 1 year has stepped up military pressure near Taiwan, sending warships and planes almost daily into the waters and airspace of the island. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez struck a more hopeful tone, wishing for 2025 to be full of progress, justice and equality for all. Meanwhile, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, in his New Year's Eve address, made an appeal to the citizens of Germany to vote in the snap elections in February. And this comes as the country argues over immigration and the rise of the far-right alternative for Germany.
What happens next for Germany will be decided by you, its citizens. It will not be decided by the owners of social media channels. In our debates, you sometimes get the impression that the more extreme the opinion someone has, the more attention it receives. But it won't be the person who yells loudest who will decide what happens next in Germany. Rather, that will be up to the vast majority of reasonable and decent people. This also holds true for the upcoming federal elections on February 23rd.
British Prime Minister Keir Starmer attempted to boost public morale by pledging a year of rebuilding while rediscovering the great nation that we are, quote-unquote, in 2025. Then in his first New Year's message since winning power in July, Starmer attempted a change of tone from the doom-mongering of previous messaging. Starmer's government has had a bumpy start since its landslide election victory ousted the Conservatives from 14 years in power in 2024.